Good day to you, one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. I don't know why, but I'm doing some sort of 80s DJ type voice. Rides Again! It's Justin Hawkins Rides Again! And then I'm going to just actually turn up a fader, which is connected to this microphone. I'm going to crudely place the sound hole of my Atkin Hawaiian Master Tour de Force when I do the theme tune. None of that stuff matters to you. I'm just letting you in on some of my process, you know. So today I'm talking about Lola Young, Messy, from the album This Wasn't Meant for You Anyway. That's how they do it. Oh, how they used to do it anyway. All right, let's do the theme tune. Justin Hawkins rides again. I'm getting really fussy with my intro now. Upscaling, see? Just, and then I watch this, I'll turn it down again. Gone. Oh, I know, there's a button. I could just press mute. Yeah, that works. Cool. Discovering new things every day, isn't it wonderful? Okay, so speaking of discovering new things, I've never heard of this artist before, and my producer has deemed it worthy of my attention. Lola Young is a singer-songwriter from South London who drew comparisons to both Amy Winehouse and Adele when she emerged about 4 years ago. And like them, she's a graduate of the Brit School. And so is Geordie Greep, who I've covered recently, and is signed to Amy Winehouse's label, Island. She's also managed by Nick Szymanski, and that's Amy Winehouse's former manager, and Nick Huggett, who signed Adele. This Wasn't Meant for You Anyway was released this summer, and in the words of one journalist, and I love journalists, as you know. Hey journalists, how you doing? You right? Yeah. Fuck off! I'm only joking. Traversed her from hotly tipped riser to indelible trailblazer within a shape-shifting zeitgeist. That sounds like journalist speak, if ever I've heard it. So what they're saying is she went from people saying that she's going to be big to being big in a music industry that is ever-changing. I mean, it's journo speak. It's just, they must be getting paid by the syllable. That's what's happening there. Young has described this track as an ADHD anthem. We need those. We need them. And others have described it as 80s pop rock. I already love it. I mean, how can you not? 80s pop rock. This is what the world needs. So I'm going to click on it, react to it, and try and stop going on about journalists. Again. Oh, God. Already that's sort of... the drum set, just from that, you know, the opening drum salvo, if you will, I can tell it's that sort of tea towel, close, sort of claustrophobic 70s sounding drum set, but with the, hang on. It's like a really slow version of that Richard Thompson song, Turning of the Tide, which was from the 80s, actually. So this is the end of the 80s that I like, you know, not talking about chronologically the end of the 80s, but there's something in 80s production where you're able to do this small drum set, sort of clean guitar, chugged lightly. It's well, some of my favourite songs are arranged like this, so bodes well, already very promising.
You know I'm impatient, so why would you leave me waiting outside the station when it was
it's
like
just really simple, D to E. Mm-hmm. Really, that's lovely. It's just so simple. Two chords, two major chords, D and E.
I just really don't want to hear it right now. Can you shut up for like once in your life?
So I'm getting Richard Thompson and Fleetwood Mac vibes, actually. Tango in the Night era, Fleetwood Mac.
Listen to me, I took your nice words of advice about how you think I'm gonna die lucky if I turn 33. Okay, so yeah, I smoke like a chimp.
Ooh, bass does something really cool. There's a lovely little run there.
If I turn 33, okay, so yeah, I smoke like a chimney.
Does a couple of little mordants. It's really cool.
I'm not skinny and I pull a Britney every other week. But cut me some slack. Who do you want me to be?
All right, let me have a look at these lyrics. So yeah, I smoke like a chimney. I'm not skinny and I pull a Britney every other week. So cut me some slack. Who do you want me to be? That's really exciting.
'Cause I'm too messy and then I'm too fucking clean. You told me get a job and you asked where the hell I've been. And I'm too perfect till I open my big mouth. I want to be me. Is that not allowed? And I'm too clever and then I'm too fucking dumb. You hate it when I cry unless it's that time of the month. And I'm too perfect till I show you that I'm not 1,000 people I could be for you when you hate the fucking law.
My God, so much to talk about here. It's like she's spitting out all of these amazing lyrics over just 2 chords, exploring different melodic choices. It's kind of cyclical, and the band explores dynamics to make the refrain. I mean, that's a hell of a refrain as well.
You hate the fucking law. You hate the fucking law.
And yet again, a great example of like a music video where there's just one idea. It doesn't seem like the camera's moving at all. It's all just in one sparsely decorated room with a cake in it.
You hate.
And then the cake isn't in it.
It's taking you ages. You still don't get the hint. I'm not asking for pages, but one text or 2 would be nice. And please don't pull those faces. When I've been out working my ass off all day, it's just one bottle of wine or 2. But hey, you can't even talk. You smoke weed just to help you sleep. And why you out getting stoned at 4 o'clock? And then you come home to me and don't say hello. 'Cause I got high again and forgot to fold my clothes. 'Cause I'm too messy.
It just feels like this is describing like a relationship that's in that sort of phase where you don't feel like you can win. This is just a song about you can't win. I always used to advise my friends, like, if you're in that situation and you can't win, stop playing. You know, it seems simple, but in some instances that's good advice, and in some instances that's terrible advice. It's put the work in. But there are moments when you've just got to accept you can't win. And I think she might be singing about one of those ones. It's awesome that she's taken that situation and turned it into this. I think it's a beautiful song. And I've only heard 2 chords so far. Kind of reminds me of the songwriting of Greg Alexander. You remember that Get What You Give? Greg Alexander's a dear friend of mine, actually. And I can remember, like, he had like 5 or 6 songs that were like that, where, you know, he would have like a B section that would make the chorus lift even further, because he was dealing in sort of stadium rock. But he also wrote things like Murder on the Dance Floor and Roller Coaster for Ronan Keating and all that sort of stuff. And there's a lot of songs that ended up being, the definitive versions ended up being by other artists. But he was in the New Radicals and he wrote that song Get What You Give. And I think he's really excellent at sort of finding like a simple chord sequence and then exploring as many different sort of melodic paths through that sequence as you can, like really squeezing all of the juice out of every chord sequence he ever wrote. And, you know, so you'd have like these bits where sometimes he'd be rapping and sometimes he'd just find like a nice bit where he's kind of using his falsetto or just finding other hooks and melodic bits that are exciting. And this is almost exactly how Lola Young has approached this song. I mean, if they would like, so that bass line's like a, And that pause, and that, even though it's kind of Fleetwood Mac-y, but it would be it's a unique, I don't know how to put this really, but I think if they were aiming for Fleetwood Mac, they'd be like, but it's like, which makes it unique. It's really cool.
I'm too fucking dumb. You hate it when I cry unless it's that time of the month. And I'm too perfect, so I show you that I'm not 1,000 people I could be for you when you hate the fucking lot.
Ah, that's it. 1,000 people I could be for you, and you hate the fucking lot. That's awesome. So she's trying to sort of present various different aspects of her personality to seek the approval of her lover, partner, companion, and none of it's good enough. That must be really frustrating. Can't say I've ever experienced that myself.
You hate the fucking lot. You hate the fucking lot.
So, because it's D and E, I think when that lead guitar stuff comes in, you'd argue that it's probably D major scale, but it's also kind of like when it gets to the E, there's a lot of commonality between the notes in the D major and in the C sharp minor pentatonic scale, but because the second chord is E major, that means the relative minor is C sharp minor, so you can do like a solo that goes like, you can hear that relationally these notes work in different ways with those two things, but it's more or less it's a combination, it's a hybrid of D major and then C sharp minor, probably harmonic, I don't know, I'm not sure, but it's all around there, I think, and really fucking cool. It must be fun to solo over this, actually. Yeah, I just heard a phrase that went something like, so you can hear that that's like in the C sharp minor pentatonic, which is the relative minor of E major, which is the second chord, and a lot of those notes are in D major as well. Fun stuff. Earlier when she delivered the "that time of the month" line, she did it like this: "that time of the month," which is kind of like, I think she's really great in front of a camera as well, isn't she? She's kind of brilliantly expressive visually, great lyricist. This is an awesome song. I'm really happy that I've got a chance to react to this. And I think it's not, I mean, obviously it's feminist in its leanings and stuff, but I think everybody can relate to that, you know, that feeling that you can't do anything right. No aspect of your personality is adequate to appease a partner that's very, very easily miffed. I don't want to use the word triggered because it isn't just about that, you know. Intolerant of quirks and foibles and the kind of things that you fall in love with at the beginning of a relationship, and then 5 minutes in, they're unbearable. We've all been there, I'm sure. All of us.
You hate the fucking law.
Here she is exploring more melodic choices and doing like this thing that's building up to a crescendo.
You hate the fucking Lord. You hate the fucking Lord.
Awesome. All right, that was fucking great. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I think it's quite a reductive expression to call it 80s pop rock. There's a lot more to it than that. It's kind of the area of 80s pop rock that this is visiting is the Richard Thompson Fleetwood Mac end of it, and that's just fucking great. I mean, there's a 80s pop rock. I thought, oh, is this going to sound like Roxette or something? Or what does that mean? You know, it means nothing. That label means nothing. You've got to check this out because I think it's an incredible lyric and brilliantly performed. Really interesting, dynamic choices made by the band. And there's only 2 fucking chords in the whole thing, and you get all that out of it. It's lovely. Really cool bit of writing. Nice, love it. Justin Hawkins rides again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, watch one of these 2 videos, and use the comment section below to tell me what you thought of Lola Young. Messy. All right.
Again.